Hello everyone, hope you all are doing well. I'm Anupriya and I welcome you all to my channel, The New Canadian. So I'm a new Canadian who came to Canada 2 years back and I thought of sharing my experiences with you, especially those of you who are planning to move to Canada at some point. In no way I'm an expert on this topic, guys. All that I share with you is based on my own journey and my experiences of moving to this country, settling down and calling it a home. This is the first time I'm doing something of this sort, so as you can see I'm very nervous and I need all your support, and I really hope you will stay till the end of this video. So today I'm going to talk about the 10 most important things according to me that you need to keep in mind before deciding to move to Canada. So without any further ado, let's begin. So the first thing that I really want you to think about is the reason you want to move to Canada. Whether you want to explore a new career, if you want to join your relative or spouse here, or you want to just explore a new country beyond your home country. It's very important to know why you want to make this move. Please don't do it because your cousin lives here or your friend has moved here. So the thing is, I'm not discouraging you from moving to Canada, but once you know the reason why you want to move here, this will determine everything else that follows, whether it's visa or your career or your lifestyle here. So just sit down and think through the reason you want to move to Canada. So the next and the most important thing that I want to speak about is the whole process of visa application. I know it sounds a bit complex and we all get overwhelmed by the thought of applying for visa, but if you follow the right process and do your research, I think it's not impossible and you can even do it on your own. Whether you want to apply for it on your own or get a professional help, it totally depends on you, but one big piece of advice that I want to share with you is do thorough research. It's all there on the official website of Canada. You just have to read through it, and even if you are contacting an agent or a lawyer and if you're seeking their help, it's important to be a step ahead of them, because even if they lose out on something, you can go and say that, hey, I think we should do this and we have missed out on this process. So it'll just make your application strong and there would be less chances of your application getting rejected. I came to Canada because I got married to my husband and he sponsored my visa. So we applied for a spousal sponsorship visa, and I intend to do a detailed video on that. But I also know a lot of friends who came as students here or through express entry, and I would also include them maybe in my next videos to hear about their journey and their whole experience of getting a visa. So make sure you stay tuned. Okay, so now that you have your visa, the next thing that I wanted to talk to you about is the best time to come to Canada. If you're coming to a city like Toronto or Montreal, you have to keep the weather in mind. So the best time to come to Toronto would be from April to mid-October. I say this because the winter here can be very harsh, and when you come here, you really want to go out, explore the city, meet new people, and especially if you're coming here without a job, you would want to go out, network with people, hold meetings, so you really don't want to feel stuck at home. Okay, so the next thing that I wanted to talk to you about is all that you need to get from your home country. So besides all the important documents and all, I would strongly advise you to get the bare minimum and the essentials that you really think would not be available here or would be super expensive. Don't load yourself with a lot of cutleries and clothes and spices, When I talk about food items, for example, you have all your Indian stores, Italian stores, Chinese stores, Portuguese stores. So these are some things that you really don't need to worry at all. And let me give you an example. When I was talking about the harsh winters here, rather than buying and really a really expensive jacket from your home country, it's better to come here and invest in a really good winter jacket that you will actually use here. Okay, that brings us to our fifth point, which is accommodation. If you have a friend or a relative living here already and who's willing to accommodate you for a while, good for you. But if you're on your own, you can find some good options on websites like kijiji.ca, condos.ca, Airbnb, or even on Facebook Marketplace. If you're looking for a share accommodation, you can check out roomies.ca and websites like that. I will mention all the links in the description box so you don't have to worry at all. One thing that I wanted to talk about is downtown Toronto can be expensive in terms of accommodation. So if you're on a budget, you might want to look at options which are a little away from downtown Toronto. It could be North York or Scarborough, Mimico, Etobicoke, or even Mississauga. Another thing that you need to keep in mind while looking for an accommodation is how close are you to the public transit. It could be the subway or the GO station or a bus stand. This is because if you don't have a car, and considering that cabs can be expensive out here, you can always move around freely, you can use the public transport and not feel restricted. If you're planning on making a career in Canada, you have to look for a job unless you are starting your own business. So that brings us to our next point, job search. Look, I don't want to scare you, but the market in Canada, especially cities like Toronto, Vancouver, Montreal, can be competitive and a bit tough, but persistence and perseverance will make anything possible. And there are several websites like ZipRecruiter, Workopolis, LinkedIn, and Monster.ca where you can find a lot of jobs and apply online. But I would suggest do something extra. Try to reach out to the hiring person or the hiring team. Also make good use of your network, because that's very important. Networking is very important, especially in a city like Toronto. And don't lose hope. I mean, it might take you some time and you might have to start at a bit junior level, but don't lose hope. I'm not even saying to, for you to undermine your experience if you have, but if you get the foot in the right door, you can always grow from there. Another great way of expanding your network in a new country is by attending events like job fairs, meetups, networking events, and even by going for coffee chats. It's good to be open to suggestions and advice, but do what is best for you. All I'm saying is you have to be out there, you have to come out of your cocoon and be open to meeting new people. I will include the links to all the job search portals that I mentioned in the description box, and I also intend to do a detailed video on job search in Canada, so make sure you subscribe to my channel. So the next most important thing once you are in Canada is to have all your important documents in place, be it your passport or your PR card or your health card or a province card like an Ontario card or your driving license. Make sure you have it all in one place because you might have to use it at some point or the other. So let's talk about healthcare in Canada. The universal healthcare system is paid through taxes. Make sure you apply for a health insurance, and once you get your PR, make sure you apply for your health card. Whenever you avail healthcare over here, you need to produce this card, so you must have this card on you at all times. So let's talk about driving in Canada. If you want to drive a car in Canada, you need to have a valid and legal license issued by your province or territory. There are 3 types of licenses. I do not have a license right now, but I can always get my husband or a friend to talk about it in detail in some other video. Last but not the least, I wanted to talk about the people of Canada. By far, my experience has been really nice. People over here are generally friendly, forthcoming, and really courteous. The beauty about this country is people come from various cultures and religion and live in harmony, and that's the best part about living in a country like this, which embraces all cultures. And I think words like excuse me, thank you, sorry always go a long way. Whenever we meet a stranger or have an eye contact, we make sure we at least smile and say a hi or hello. I think these things go a long way in connecting with people over here. So those were the 10 most important things that I wanted to share with you all. I really hope they are useful to you. I really wish that I knew these things before I moved to Canada. Please share this video if you know a friend or a relative who is preparing to move to Canada. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel to stay updated on more such videos. It would mean a lot to me. And do let me know what kind of topics do you want me to cover by commenting on the comment section below. And till then, you please take care, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you.